Welcome to Forked Up, your go-to podcast for all things biscotti, John Gotti, and hot toddies. I'm Michelle Davis.
And I'm Matt Holloway. Today we're talking about how to grow food in space, the benefits of bats, and we're going to do a deep dive into our brand new cookbook, Brave New Meal.
So stay tuned, y'all. It's about to get forked up.
What the fuck is going on, everybody?
Hello, hello. Welcome from our gourdless wasteland.
Yeah, new studio setup. How y'all like that? We are completely different configuration. We had to take a little bit of time before we rolled today just to set all this up. And it was time consuming.
I got bit by several mosquitoes.
Let's talk about our new setup, Michelle.
Yeah.
What do we got here?
What do we got here? We got all the copies of our brand new book, which is out.
All of them. There's only like 50 in existence.
It's rarefied.
Yeah.
All of the copies of our brand new book, Bad Manners, Brave New Meal, Fresh as Fuck Food for Every Table, which is out this coming Tuesday, November 9th, wherever books are sold and in the podcast studio.
You come get your book in the podcast studio. We take Venmo and PayPal and Stripe, I guess. Come on by the studio.
We won't provide an address. But that means that you guys only have one more week to get your hands on Vice House. Matt, what the fuck is Vice House?
Technically, when this airs, they'll have like 10 days. Because we'll have Vice House up for the week of release. And then it's done.
It's gone by the weekend.
For people who are new here, Vice House is our take on Texas ice house food. And we get into the history of ice houses in the South before like refrigeration. They had these like little shacks essentially, and they would sell these giant blocks of ice that the community everybody would go and they get their block of ice, and you drive home and you put it like in your
ice box.
Deep freezer, essentially.
Your ice box.
Yeah, your ice box. And yeah, those eventually evolved into like these short order kitchens.
Because it was like a neighborhood watering hole already because everyone had to go there.
Yeah. So like then they eventually started selling like bucks of beer and then like, food. And we actually talk about this in the Vice House PDF. If you get Brave New Meal in the next week, you can get Vice House. But 7-Eleven started as a Texas ice house.
How about that?
I forget the name. I think it was like Southland Ice Company was the name before they were 7-Eleven. And they changed their name to 7-Eleven to reflect their hours of operation.
Yeah. So if you want to learn that, all that kind of fun info, which you know I love as a food history person.
And we have like a little bit of our families are in the PDF.
Yeah, there's
because we're both from the South.
Yeah, there's pictures of my grandparents and my dad, and pictures of your family. And
my family, they were sharecroppers. So there's like a family photo of like I think he'd be like my great grandfather.
Great grandfather.
Yeah, but he's like sitting on the side of the road, just having like like ice cold soda with a friend and watermelon, and like that was a treat.
That was Christmas morning. Go to bravenewmeal.com, scroll down, and you will see the form. You fill it out with your pre-order information, and the PDF link will pop up, and you can download it, and you'll have it on your computer forever. Please don't ask Matt where to get it. He's on the brink as it is.
If I get an email from somebody like Saturday or Sunday after the book's been out for this long, and you could have pre-ordered and you had access to Vice House for months, and you're asking me where to get it, I will find you. So just believe that.
Also, in last week's newsletter, we talked all about food trends from the late 90s, early 2000s, what we wanted to
That was a free newsletter.
Yeah, that was the free one. What we wanted to get rid of, what we wanted to bring back. And in the paid supporters only newsletter, we gave you a brand new recipe for our Pistachio Biscotti. And it is a goddamn banger. I've been making them every other day for
There's a lot of
2.5
biscotti.
weeks.
Yeah. Around. I have biscotti at home. There's biscotti here at the office.
Yeah, there's biscotti at my girlfriend's house. There's biscotti at Roxy's house. I brought some to my BFF, Roxy, and then she brought some to work. So there's some at her work. There's biscotti all over this town.
And if y'all want that recipe for the Pistachio Biscotti, you can become a supporter if you go to theboilerroom.com. It's $5 a month. You get all kinds of special features that the Saturday free newsletter does not have access to. But, you can also have the free one too.
We work hard on both. No shade.
Yeah.
No shade. I know times are tough, but we'd love to have you on the team.
Speaking of content, Beastless Feast is finally up on the website. Y'all wait for this every year, and we do it just for y'all. Y'all can go to our website, bravenewmeal.com. If you scroll down, Beastless Feast is going to be down there. We have a whole list of dishes for everyone who's cooking for the holidays, so you don't have to cook a dry-ass turkey.
You don't like it.
That you're going to put in the fridge long after the new year is over with.
Oh, Jesus. I love
Throw leftovers away. Throw them away.
I love around this time is when the kitchenista, Angela Davis, starts talking about how long people keep their leftovers and how she won't eat at anybody else's house. And I love it. It's my favorite seasonal Twitter thing that happens. Really into it. Check that out. Keep your eyes peeled. It's coming.
We should have Angela do a call-in for our Thanksgiving episode. And we just do a whole conversation about what dishes are appropriate to keep how long, because it's a scaling thing. They're all different,
Yeah, but
anything with dairy or meat you need to get rid of that pretty
testing
soon.
the limits of sanity.
Yeah.
Speaking of menus, what is on the menu this week, Matt?
On the menu this week, we have our Lemony red lentil soup, which is a fan favorite.
Very easy.
Super easy. If you're not much of a cook, this is very easy to make.
And if you don't like lentil soup, this is red lentils, so they're a little bit sweeter, they're pepperier, they're not so brown and mushy.
Yeah. We fucking hate lentil soup. So if we
particular.
make something, we're going to make something good. So if it's lentil soup, or if it's what's another thing that we fucking hate? Beets. I don't like beets.
Yeah, we don't.
So if there's
neither
beets
of us
in a
like
recipe,
beets.
just trust that it's fucking legit. Okay.
Yeah. We really worked on it. And also, we're gonna drop a recipe from the new book for everyone to enjoy.
I'm learning this in real time. What's that recipe, Michelle?
We're going to drop our Buckwheat Persimmon pancakes from Brave New Meal. And it's persimmon season. I'm seeing them at the grocery store now, so I don't want you guys to miss out if you haven't got your hands on the book already. So we will be dropping that. It's a beautiful photo. Look at that. And if you heard us on Weed and Grub podcast, we talked all about how we got that perfect shot.
Yeah. And Michelle, how do we get that perfect syrup drizzle on the pancakes?
I'm not giving it away here. We talk about it all on our appearance on the Weed and Grub podcast with Mike Glazer and Mary Jane. If you guys haven't listened, go and listen to it now. We talk all about some behind the scenes stuff in the book. And Matt gives some hot photography tips.
But yeah, I think that's all of our housekeeping. Michelle, how was your Halloween now that we are in the new studio setup? We got rid of all the decoration. We essentially, all those cobwebs that were in here, we took those outside and we just lit them on fire. So And then we took a leaf blower and then we blew them into the neighbor's yard, so it's not our problem anymore.
Yeah, we were like, fuck you. None of that is true. My Thanksgiving, I don't know what time it is anymore, y'all. My Halloween was good. I just went over to Roxy's house.
Yeah.
Me and my girlfriend went over to Roxy's house and we carved pumpkins.
Yeah.
And then we got shower caps and we put them on our heads and ran around town.
So y'all did the TikTok thing where you carved it from the bottom.
Yeah. Scooped it on out.
Yeah.
Stuck them right on, like a bunch of childless 30-something-year-old women, and ran around town with our pumpkin heads. We did full photo shoots for 2 to 3 days.
Yeah.
Had a great time. I like to think we made several people's days.
Did people see y'all?
Yeah, for sure. And then we'd the whole dance. Hella fun. It was great. We knocked on people's doors. It was great. We had a great time.
Nice. Did you get any candy?
No. But I didn't need candy. Pumpkins don't need candy.
Sure.
I was sweet enough.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a lot of fun. What about y'all?
My girlfriend Alexis and I, we scrambled at the last minute to do costumes, and we did.
It sneaks up on you every year.
I know it really did, and you would think that stepping into the studio with all the decorations that we had over the last month,
renting costumes or buying costumes.
Yeah, well, that's what prompted it is when we rented the costumes, which I'm still super fucking heated about. Hold on.
Speaking of which, I drove past that place that we went, and
dude, there was a line Halloween morning. Yeah, did you see that?
Guys, there was nothing there already. I told you, my costume came in a Ziploc bag.
Yeah,
it said no returns.
This is like almost 10 days after you and I had got our costumes, which the store was bombed out when you and I went.
There were several Austin Powers costumes and a ton of cop stuff, and that was it.
Yeah, Halloween morning, there was a line around the block to that store. I was like, if you don't have it by now, like.
Also, they didn't have it before.
Yeah. It was bleak. But no, Alexis and I, we went as Squid Game, which I'm sure like a lot of people are doing. I went as the front man, and she went as the creepy robot in the red light, green light game.
Cool.
So yeah, and then we went to 4 parties. So it was fun. I had a blast.
I hate parties, so I just,
I mean, I'm an introvert. I'm not known for like. Yeah, you have to like.
You're not a big party person.
Yeah, you have to convince me to leave the house.
No, that was supportive boyfriend, Matt.
100%.
That was.
Yeah. I'm never gonna be like, hey, let's go somewhere.
No.
Yeah,
Pumpkinheads was about my speed.
Yeah, she's always like, oh, it's such a beautiful day outside. I'm like, to stay inside and play video games.
You like a walk. You like a low key vibe.
Yeah.
You're not trying to meet anyone or do anything. No new friends.
No. I don't get a lot of time off. I want to sit at home.
Yeah.
Doing nothing. It's my prerogative. So at one of the parties that we went to, there was a lot of really good costumes, but I have to say that one of the best, this dude did Armand from White Lotus, and he had a bag that he would put underneath him and squat. And he normally has a full beard, but he shaved it, so he had the thick mustache.
Yeah,
he nailed it.
Woo! I'm surprised we didn't get more White Lotus costumes.
Yeah, there was a lot of really creative costumes. I gotta say, celebrities need to cool it. Y'all need to have a budget like the rest of us have.
Yeah.
Y'all need to keep it under like 200. What? Our costumes were each like $40.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They were trash.
And they were garbage. But like Janelle Monáe did The Grinch.
Yeah.
Killed it.
And did you see today she posted like pictures of her taking off the Grinch outfit in like a weird, sexy kind of vibe. And it was so fucking funny.
But like, yeah, like here in LA, like celebrities, they hire like professional makeup artists and like art designers and costumers.
Wouldn't we all look cool?
That shit must cost thousands of dollars.
Yeah, and we would all look amazing. Like, I'm not impressed. Like, be creative. Don't have your creative team be creative.
Yeah, The Weeknd went as
Nutty Professor,
the Godfather. Oh, I saw the Godfather. I didn't see the Nutty Professor.
Yeah,
damn, that's good. Yeah, I'm just saying, celebrities kill it every year, but y'all need to like kind of bring the budget down to like the same level as the rest of us.
Spray painted cardboard.
Yeah.
I want to see sweatshirts repurposed. And that's all I want to see. I want to see people just homemade, just hot glue gun shit everywhere. That's what I want.
I want to see celebrities slumming it.
With the rest of us.
It's hard out here in these streets. I want y'all to go line up. The morning of Halloween.
Like you didn't know it was coming.
And just fucking roll the dice.
Yeah.
And see what's left. You're going to get half of a hot dog costume.
Speaking of shitty food, you guys know the McRib is coming, and for some reason...
Speaking of seasonal changes.
Yeah, exactly.
It's McRib season.
It's McRib season. And for some reason, McDonald's has decided to mark the occasion by releasing some NFTs of the McRib.
So, real quick, just for people who are not familiar with NFTs, Michelle, do you want to explain what NFT stands for?
Yeah, so it's non-fungible token, which it's a blockchain. So it's art or some kind of image that you get digital ownership of, and then you can sell it and trade it to other people. But all of that is encoded in the blockchain so that, you know, the artist gets money with every resale and all of these things. It's supposed to be like this new inventive way of collecting art and images for digital ownership. Like
But
famously,
you don't like own it. It's
but
like,
you don't have it. I can screenshot it and own a McRib just as much as these fucks.
Yeah.
Or any of the people paying millions of dollars for like Jack's first tweet on Twitter. It's like you don't actually own it.
If you bought a painting from a museum, you walk in a museum, you're like, I love this painting, I want to own it. Museum's like, great, we're gonna sell it to you for $1 million. And you're like, cool. They take it off the wall and they walk to a back room and they put it in that room for you. And you say, I want to take that painting home and I don't want anyone else to look at it but me. And the museum says, that's not how it works. Those are NFTs.
Yeah.
That's what an NFT is.
Yeah. I mean, the defenders of NFTs say, you know, it's equivalent to owning a painting versus owning a print of the painting. I don't buy it so far. But anyway, back to McDonald's. For the 40th anniversary of the McRib, they're giving away 10, quote, exclusive McRib NFTs.
It's ridiculous.
Yeah. What do you have to do to enter to win one of these McRib NFTs? You have to retweet McDonald's invitation tweet from their own public Twitter account.
Ronald McDonald's like, and to get an NFT, you just got to smash that subscribe button.
Hey, can you promo our McRib for us? That's what you have to do to get this thing, which they're only valuing at $20. And you have to already have a crypto wallet like ready to win this.
Ridiculous.
And it's just a floating picture of a McRib in like a spooky hallway. Like if you remember the Return to Oz, you know, the hallway with all the floating heads. It looks like that. I don't understand what we're doing here. I think this is ridiculous.
Is there a world in which somebody uses a McRib NFT to like launder money?
Oh, for sure.
Like this is the world that we're in now, is it?
BBC published this puff piece about cryptocurrency a couple days ago about the Squid Games. Yeah, cryptocurrency. And they were talking about, you know.
Which was a scam.
Yeah. And then it disappeared with all the money that everybody invested in it. And the BBC didn't say shit.
Who would have thought?
After they ran a whole article about it, promoting the new cryptocurrency, 3 days later, it disappeared. It was, you know, they took all the money and ran, and nobody said shit about it. So don't do this shit. Don't do this shit. We don't know enough about it. If you're broke, like let Elon Musk lose his money. Don't lose your fucking money.
Yeah, there's a reason that like billionaires are tweeting about it and manipulating the currency.
Yeah,
don't.
No.
Y'all work too hard for your money.
Don't be doing
listen
that
to
shit
these
now.
shitheads.
Yeah, don't do that now. They can lose all their money and it'd not be a problem. The first million's the hardest. That's what they say.
You know how it's shitty? Kimball Musk is into it. It's a scam.
That's how you know it's a scam.
Yeah. So here's something that y'all should do with your money is that y'all should take $20 and invest in this book and learn how to fucking cook. Go get a copy of Brave New Meal right now, and we will teach you how to not have produce panic when you walk through that section of the grocery store. You next time that you have to go panic buy shit, you're going to go into the produce section and you're going to be like, Matt and Michelle saved my life, literally. And all it took was $20.
That's all it took. All it took. And, you know, it's super surreal to be sitting here talking about the release of our fourth book.
Let's go back to book one.
Yeah, when we got our first book deal, our first book came out in 2014. We thought it was just going to be a funny story we told people. Like, hey, you know something weird? I wrote a cookbook one time.
We were fully prepared to like keep our day jobs.
I didn't even like have fun quitting the grocery store because, you know, being like, fuck you, you're cool. I didn't even get to do that because I thought I was going to need that job back.
Yeah, that we're so like traumatized by living around the line of poverty for most of our lives that we're like, I'm going to have to get this job back. Yeah. Or some job back. So I can't
ruin the reference.
Oh, I got a book deal. I'm going to fucking blaze of glory and go shit on my boss's desk. Like that was not an option for us.
No. And, you know, the first one we wrote, each book we've written it for ourselves, like what we wanted to see in the marketplace if we didn't have the opportunity to be creating it. So the first one was a general cooking guide to veganism, an introduction for regular folks who shop at regular grocery stores trying to get, a healthier plate of food on the table.
But we did not say the word vegan one time in that book.
Not even one time.
Yeah.
None of our books until this one.
Did we say vegan in this?
Well, it says vegan on the cover because our publisher made us.
Oh, yeah. So that's like a buzzword that it was a point of contention. It's
popular now,
like back
apparently.
and forth, that we were like, we don't want to use the V word. And they were like,
you have to.
You kind of have to.
Our second book was all about party food because I hate bringing food to an event, or I just hate having attention on me because of my dietary choices, which is interesting because it's my whole career. But in real life, I hate when people are like, oh, that's Michelle the vegan. No, I brought potato salad. You're not asking any questions. It's fucking delicious. And then you find out later I'm vegan. So that is the whole concept of our second book, Party Grub.
Quick little asterisk to that. You never have to assume that like where you're going, there's going to be like food for you.
Yeah.
So like I am happy to cook. However, when I do cook and I go and I put that bowl or that plate down on the table with the rest of the food, my food gets eaten first. That's for me. You motherfuckers.
Yeah.
Stop eating my food.
Yeah, it's
rude. Mean, you can have some of it. Don't eat all of it. That's all I have to eat.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. They're like, oh, those twice baked potatoes were delicious. Like, cool. I'm glad you liked my dinner. You piece of shit.
My food goes first.
Yeah.
I will say, it's gotten better with time because of the 4 parties that I went to this past weekend for Halloween. 3 of them, the host came up to me and they're like, hey, Matt, this side of the table is everything's plant-based.
That's awesome.
Yeah, so that's rad.
Our third book was Fast as Fuck, food for busy people trying to get healthy plant-based meals on the table fast. And this one, y'all, this one is the one we've had the most time with. We wanted to help you guys elevate your vegetable cooking game because you have the basic guide, you have the party food, you have the fast meals. This is about elevating your vegetable cooking game using whatever you can find.
Yeah, that's right. I think that we really wanted to like, for lack of a better word, like sex up vegetables. Yeah. Like we really wanted to like.
I mean, and look at the cover. It's fucking.
Yeah.
Come on.
We wanted people to, in the same way that you look at like, I don't know, like
a barbecue
steak.
cookbook.
Yeah, like something and like you salivate. Like I look at vegetables and I'm like, damn, like especially like peppers or chilies or things like that. And I salivate because I know dishes that I can make with that.
Yeah. And so we wanted to kind of really put the vegetables front and center. But the pandemic kind of changed our approach to that.
Yeah. So we had to write this 2 times. We started writing it and we were really happy with where it was as the pandemic was like unfolding and they were sending everyone home. And we were like, oh, cool. Like, at least we have time to edit this now. But as things obviously got worse, we were like, oh, food has changed.
Yeah.
And the book that we had written at that point in time was no longer reflective of the world that we all existed in now.
Yeah, at first it was a larger focus on fresh vegetables.
Mm-hmm.
So in the back of the book still we have a whole it's called the Garden of Eden. It's a whole section where we go alphabetically through all the major fruits and vegetables in the book and what you can get at the grocery store and walk you through botanically what they are, what season they're in, where you can get them, what they're related to, and how to store them. And we wanted to keep that. But as grocery shopping got scarier and more stressful, we decided to go through and show you how to sub in, frozen vegetables, how to sub in canned goods, all the things you need that are shelf stable that you have when you can't get your hands on some fresh produce. And so then we revamped that whole back section to include how to best store what fresh vegetables you can freeze, how you process them to keep them for as long as possible in your house.
Yeah. All those things that y'all were panic buying, it's in here.
We've got it all.
You didn't know how to cook any of that shit. We got you.
Yeah.
Because we had so much time with this book, I wanted it to feel so different from anything that we've ever done in the past. So our last book we had released in 2016. And during that time, I had apprenticed for a couple photographers. They weren't food photographers, but it was like fashion, beauty, and things like that.
Because we're all self-taught. Both of us are self-taught. So
we've
had this extra time to to learn more.
Yeah, I was literally taking free jobs with professional photographers who they could have paid me, but
we won't get into that.
but I wanted to learn, and I wanted different lighting techniques. I wanted to learn different cameras. I shot on Leica for the first time, which was fantastic.
And y'all, it fucking shows.
Yeah, so thanks. So like a lot of the paintings that inspired me while we were shooting the fourth book, I studied a lot of the old Dutch masters like Johannes Vermeer. He has a famous painting, I think it's called A Girl Reading a Letter by a Window. And we wanted to kind of modernize that, and we used our friend Maya.
Who also appeared in, actually
She's in every book.
Yeah, she's in every book. She's an old bestie of mine from the grocery store days.
Yeah, we don't shoot like professionals. Like everybody in our books, like friends and family.
Yeah.
But yeah, so we recreated that, and we wanted it to feel like modern. I think in our photo, she's actually holding a copy of our book, but we originally shot it with her holding like an iPad.
And a cell phone. Yeah, we tried it a couple different ways.
But it felt a little too like cyberpunkish. And I was like, nah, like I want it to feel like quarantine kind of.
So here's the painting.
Yeah, so this is the original painting by Johannes Vermeer. And then this is the photo that we shot here. So
we did pretty good, huh, guys?
Yeah. And there's a few references, like you'll see there's a double page spread that we have of Michelle at the El Camino Market. You can see that photo here.
It's me and Baz.
So obviously we are doing a nod to Rosie the Riveter. During that time, it was World War II propaganda, sort of like rolling up your sleeves, let's get shit done.
Victory gardens, growing for yourself.
So it felt very of the moment for us to put Michelle in a mask and be like, yeah, like we have to come together as a country. And we got to do what's best for everybody.
It didn't really happen, but we
but
we tried.
our first podcast when the coronavirus was like announced, and I was super motivated. I was like, America, we got this. Like we always come together in our darkest hours. Y'all let me down, dude. I was so optimistic that we would fucking pull through this. And if anything, I'm so embarrassed.
But we pulled through and actually created a bit of art that we are so fucking proud of. We also incorporated in a lot of the photography nods to these still life photos.
Yeah, there's a ton of still life photos. Like I mentioned in one of our Instagram posts recently that we were using things like insects. So obviously we're vegan, so we're not going to hurt anybody. So the butterflies that we were using were paper. But yeah, we have things like skulls. Butterflies. There's a lot
cool
of nods.
Candlesticks, like all kinds of fun.
Candelabras. There's a lot of nods to like death and rebirth, and that's
brave new meal.
That's what. That's what it felt like during the time that we were shooting this, and we wanted this to feel like all of our books, that they existed in this little moment.
It's a snapshot of our lives and our plates and where our heads are at that time.
Yeah.
And so we're really, I know I've been proud of every book, but this one is the one we've had the longest to write, that we've spent the most time with. I think it's the most loved of the collection, and I really can't wait for you guys to see it.
But I'm not like bullshitting. I worked so hard on the artwork and photography for this. Like I wanted, even if you're not going to cook something out of this, I want you to be able to pick it up, thumb through it, and you find a beautiful picture. It looks nice on your coffee table. It looks good on your shelf, even if you're not a cook. But yeah, it's
we did all the food styling, all the prop styling,
just
all of
it.
Because it's the pandemic. Who else are we gonna get?
But like to that same note, like Michelle really spent so much time developing these recipes and making sure that as beautiful as they did look, is that they taste just as good. And you have some really fantastic food profiles and recipes and information that you put into here. What was your approach when because it did change. We wrote the book, and then you were like, I have to kind of start over.
Yeah. I mean, I just really wanted, I hate reading cookbooks that make me feel inferior, make me feel like I can't do what they're asking me to do, or I don't live the life. We don't have houses, we don't have all this space. We live in Los Angeles, and so I wanted to have a celebration of produce without making it feel elitist, making it feel out of reach for most people. And then the pandemic threw just an extra fun little twist into all of that. And so, like I said, I went back and I rewrote all those produce entries that I had because I wanted to show you guys that even if you can't get, fresh produce all the time, you can still make amazing plant-based meals. And if you do get fresh produce, I know a lot of people worry about wasting it because they're like, I can't eat all this lettuce. I can't eat all of this. I show you how to save it. I show you the best ways to store it so you get the most life and the most bang for your buck out of all this fresh produce that you're buying. I also, in the back, wrote a lot of the botanical families so you could see the way things are related so that when you're trying to come up with dishes on your own, you're like, oh, broccoli is a cruciferous vegetable. Like I wouldn't want to necessarily add cabbage to this because it's already going to have that sulfuric taste because they're in the same botanical family. Like as much as I love when you guys cook my recipes, I really want to arm you with information so that when you're looking at your crisper drawer or your pantry, like you remember all these tips and tricks so that you can make this shit yourself. But there are some banger recipes in here.
There are some absolute heater recipes in here. Every book that we've done, there has been like one or two dishes. I could go down the list starting at book 1, but Michelle comes up with a recipe idea, and then about 6 to 12 months later, every fucking vegan restaurant has that recipe on their menu. And I can tell you right now, beetaroni pizza is definitely going to be one of those.
Yeah.
After our first book came out, fucking cauliflower wings were everywhere.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of like,
it's a huge compliment.
It's a compliment, but like, like people are like, oh my God, like you guys did this first. Like, and it's like, yeah, but you can't copyright food.
Well, and also I'm happy to, just participate in the marketplace of ideas. But yeah, some of the other banger recipes we have in here, the passion fruit cheesecake.
Yeah.
Do you remember when we first tasted that?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
We both made audible like noise. We're just, oh. It was so good, guys. Do not sleep on that recipe. Our baked eggplant rice. It sounds boring when I say the name, but I made that so much during the pandemic, and I love. It's really so you cook the rice with eggplant, a bunch of fresh herbs, tomatoes, and everything on the stovetop, and then you finish it in the oven, and it is beyond delicious. It's so good. It goes really well with our fasolakia. So there's a lot of Greek flavored recipes in here. That is green beans and potatoes. It's so delicious, especially with the baked eggplant rice. I mean, I've talked about our blueberry marble thyme rolls 1,000 times. I make them all the time still.
We also have a sticky sesame tofu.
Oh, yeah, that's really good.
A lot of people like, if you're shitty at cooking tofu, we're going to arm you with the information on how, first of all, like squeeze the water out of it. Just get that spongy texture. Like you got to eliminate that.
And we have 2 okra recipes.
Yep.
2.
Love okra.
2. Our jackfruit pupusas. Shut the fuck up.
Yeah. And then the shroom asada.
You don't even like mushrooms.
Nah, I fucking hate mushrooms. But like our shroom asada, like it's a heater. That's a recipe. The shroom asada is a recipe that we've like served to omnivores, and they're like, I honestly can't tell that this isn't meat. Like it's really good.
Yeah, I mean, there's so many more. Like we said, the buckwheat persimmon pancakes. That's a delicious one. Even there's recipes that there aren't photos of in there, like our orange morning rolls, which I love. The apple Mormon muffins. Those are fucking. That's like a brick ton of fiber.
Oh, yeah.
That's a bomb one. The broccoli raw pasta. That's a good weeknight meal. There's so many great recipes in here that we have put our blood, sweat, and tears into, and I can't wait for you guys to see them, and I can't wait to see you guys start cooking them. I love when y'all tag us.
But yeah, it's surreal that this is coming out in a few days.
Yeah, we've been just stating this book for years.
I'm really proud of it. I love all of our books for different reasons, but this one we absolutely bled for. It's been a long and hard road for both of us.
Yeah.
Last year was tough for some reasons that y'all already know, a lot of reasons that we'll probably talk about eventually, but we're not going to get into now. The only reason that our feet hit the floor every morning is because of you guys, is because y'all support us. Every time that you buy our book, or if you become a supporter for the Substack, or if you cook our food, like you don't even have to engage in our brand financially, but as long as you guys support us, that's why we keep doing this. You guys are kind of our boss.
Yeah.
And as long as y'all are here, we're going to be here too.
And we really appreciate it. So hopefully we make you guys proud with this one because we worked really, really hard on it.
Yeah. Not to get like sentimental or anything.
So I was cutting onions earlier.
I got something in my eye. We're good. We're good. I really do mean that. Like we just love you guys. So thank you so much for the support over the years, the support today, and the support tomorrow. Michelle and I will continue to do this as long as you guys allow us.
Yeah,
so,
we are so grateful that this is our jobs.
Yeah. I don't know if I can go. It's been about 7 years now. I don't know that I can go back and get my day job back. So.
Oh, they'll take me back. I was a great bagger.
But with that out of the way, let's get into the actual podcast. Michelle, you got some news for us?
Oh, you know that I do. So like we were alluding to, times are tough and food has never been more expensive in our collective memories. And people are going to great lengths to try to save some dollars, but no one has taken it further than a dude named Dylan in Santa Clarita and his theme park food hustle. So, quote, you can pay around $150 for unlimited year-round access to Six Flags, which includes parking and 2 meals a day, he told reporters. And if you time it right, you can eat both lunch and dinner there. Yeah, that's right.
This is a hustle. I respect this.
I mean, it's a commitment. He's only hurting himself. Now, Dylan has a decent job as an engineer, and of all places to live, like Santa Clarita in California, isn't that expensive.
Yeah, I thought about. I worked up there on a couple of shows. So there's Santa Clarita Studios where there's a bunch of productions. And I worked there for like 2 years on a couple of different shows. And I was like, why am I commuting every day? Like, I should just get a place up here. But I'm so glad that I didn't.
Yeah, no, it's not cute.
Yeah.
But it's relatively cheap. And after 7 years of daily meals at the theme park, yeah, that's right. He's been doing this shit for 7 years. He paid down his student loans. He got married, which was really in spite of the Six Flags food. And he bought a house.
Did you say several or 7?
7.
7 years.
7.
Dylan.
Okay. So apparently
Dylan, I'm gonna send you a copy of this book, all right, my man? We're gonna get you cooking.
Apparently he stumbled upon this grift when he got an internship right out of college near the theme park formerly known as Magic Mountain. He's always been a lover of roller coasters, so he could see it from his office. So he's like, oh shit, like I should get an annual pass. Like, and he started looking, and then he noticed the fine print. Said for a one-time fee of $150, the cost of the season pass, you get 2 free meals a day every day at the theme park for the entire year. Quote, that first year, I don't think I even ever went to the grocery store, he says. I timed it so I was able to go there during my lunch breaks, go back to work, and then stop by for dinner on his way home. So he would go, and he said he wore like business casual. And so he would like be eating because they, the food is different at the different stalls.
Yeah.
So sometimes he'd have to go to like the splash zone in his like suit and be eating food like a creepy loner dude in a suit at Six
I don't know.
Flags.
This is galaxy brain shit.
Yeah.
I like this.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
It's a hustle.
So obviously the food options weren't super great since it's mostly like carnival food. And so he definitely shaved a bunch of years off of his life eating like this. But again, he only hurt himself. But Dylan says the options have gotten a ton more healthier over the last couple of years. And he is super grateful. Now they have like vegan options. They have like a black bean burger, all kinds of stuff. Apparently they do Thanksgiving meals. They did a Thanksgiving hot dog. And he was like,
it's amazing.
He was like, it was the best day of my life.
Yeah, this is incredible.
So his wife, she isn't super into this. So he has since cut out eating dinners there and weekend meals so, he can have a real life. But he's not getting out of the game. Quote, we just bought a house here, so I'm not really going anywhere. As long as they keep changing the menu, I'm happy. He described it as like a Cheers scenario because he's like the guy that eats there every day. So everyone's like, hey, Dylan.
At some point, everyone has to know your name.
Yeah, because he's the lone dude wandering around in a suit every day eating.
Could you imagine being one of those park employees? You're like, the same guy comes to my stall every day and eats a hot dog for lunch.
Yeah.
Every day. And he's by himself. He doesn't have any kids. And he's in a fucking suit.
But, of all the terrible ways I've heard of people like saving money, this was super creative. I'm not mad at him.
And like, whatever. If he's got a few extra minutes, he rides a ride, like goes back to work.
Yeah.
I'm not mad about it. Respect the game.
Yeah, exactly. That's a hustle right there.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. Shout out to Dylan.
Well, I got some fucking interesting news. Last week, Megan MacArthur made tacos using fajita beef, tomatoes, artichokes, and Hatch chilies, which y'all know I love. Now, this normally wouldn't make the
I'm
news,
like, where's the story, bro?
except for the fact that this was done aboard the International Space Station.
Oh, shit.
And Megan is a motherfucking astronaut. She made those tacos with peppers that she grew in space.
Damn it. Eat your heart out, Gwyneth.
Yeah, I mean, like the Hatch chilies that they're growing, they're like part of this larger project where they're trying to grow food in space. They've grown radishes, Mizuna mustard, a few different kinds of lettuces.
Okay, so it's all fast-growing produce. That makes sense.
Yeah, and they have to grow them in like these micro gravity environments, which, you know, makes sense.
Yeah, we've talked about this on the pod that and the water droplets are a problem because they have to like spray it. They can't like pour water because there's no gravity.
The water just like goes up. But like, as impressive as that is, that you're an astronaut, you grow your food in space, and then you make tacos with it. I remain unimpressed by Elon Musk and Bezos and all these other fucking billionaires blasting off into space. Y'all are doing drive-bys in your little rockets. You're not even leaving the fucking atmosphere.
She's growing food and making fucking tacos.
Yeah, that's a flex. So obviously, like with the space race of the 1960s, we had massive leaps in technology. Do you think that this is going to help us be more efficient in growing food here on Earth?
Absolutely. I think like to the point about water and soil, because you also, sending soil up into space, it's heavy. And so they're going to learn how to grow produce with the least amount of soil and the least amount of water possible. And that's going to benefit us here on Earth, in arid climates, in places where it's hard to grow food. This could help a lot of food insecure populations.
Yeah, they're not small peppers. Look at that.
Yeah.
That's a thick boy right there.
that's a harvest. But yeah, I think it'll absolutely benefit us. I like that they went with tacos though.
Gotta go with tacos. Gotta start with tacos.
I mean, how else are you going to get the headlines? Like if she had made
space tacos.
Yeah, like no, it's taco cleanse.
Yeah.
In space. That's a great. If you guys don't have the taco cleanse cookbook, check it out. That's a good cookbook to have too.
Yeah. Speaking of things in the air, so do you believe in the conspiracy that birds aren't real?
No.
No, as in birds are real, or birds are government drone devices?
So what is chicken? What are people eating if birds aren't real?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, okay, fair. Yeah. How about that?
How about that?
Hey, flat earthers.
What's at Wingstop? That's what I want to know.
Is the moon flat? Riddle me that, bitch. I bring this up because do you think that bats are classified as birds?
No, but I'll allow it.
So will New Zealand, apparently.
Go on.
They have this contest every year where they pick the bird of the year. And
that sounds right.
This is very New Zealand news. So this year for 2021, New Zealand has awarded bird of the year to the long-tailed Pika Pika Tura bat.
This is like on 30 Rock when Jack won Woman of the Year.
I mean, they fly.
Yeah, I don't know.
Is that avian?
Or was that Parks and Rec? And a dude won Woman of the Year, and a bat won Bird of the Year. Dope.
Yeah, but I do kind of like get their reasoning behind this. Like, bats got a terrible reputation after coronavirus in 2020. So like New Zealand trying to rebrand bats into a more positive light, I think that's a good thing.
Yeah. So why this bat specifically?
So they chose this bat specifically because this is like only one of like 2 mammals that are actually native to New Zealand.
Oh.
And they rarely interact with humans, so much to the point that most people have never seen one or didn't even know that they even fucking exist.
People don't even know that there's bats here in LA everywhere. You just have to look up and know the floppy difference. But
the floppy difference. Possible episode title? I don't know. The floppy difference. in bookstores now.
Did you used to dance under that name?
Yeah, the floppy difference.
Anyway, back to the bats. Sorry.
But this is actually like, I know it's silly news, but this is like really dope of New Zealand because this breed of bat is on the critically endangered list. Their population has been declining about 5% every year. And they're endangered because of predator population increasing and deforestation. So the bats don't really have anywhere to go.
And we need bats. People think they're just spooky.
Here's some fun bat facts. Great pollinators. If you like bananas, mangoes, cashews, dates, avocados, peaches, cloves, figs, just for starters, you can thank bats. Y'all know those funky Dr. Seuss looking trees in Africa? The baobab.
Oh, yeah, they're in South Africa, right?
Yeah. Those need bats almost exclusively to pollinate.
And they eat bugs.
They control the insect population. We would have rampant West Nile if it wasn't for bats. Medical researchers also use bat saliva for preventing blood clots in humans. So,
probably the vampire bats.
Yeah, it's the vampiric bats.
Yeah.
And not to be gross about it, but you guys know what guano is.
If you've seen Ace Ventura too.
Yeah. Their poop is nitrogen rich. Which is often used in the very same fertilizer that you put on your lawn or in your garden.
There you go.
All right, that is enough about bat poop. Let's get to everyone's favorite segment of the podcast, Talkbuster Video. Never not changing it. Never. We could have actual production quality in the show, and that will be that'll be the sound effect. Yeah.
That's what it's gonna
be. For those unfamiliar, Talkbuster Video is a segment on our podcast where we take a look at the videos fresh from the internet's kitchen to our podcast studio here, and we fucking talk about them. Very simple.
Easy stuff.
Yeah, let's get into it. Video number 1. Here we go.
Okay, we got a boiling pot of water and another bag of chips. This seems eerily familiar from last week.
Ihr kennt es doch auch, die Chips sind viel zu fettig und deswegen macht ihr daraus lieber eine Suppe.
Potato
ich
chips.
Kenn's, deswegen zeige ich heute
a whole block of butter.
Chips in einen Topf, ein kleines Stück Butter,
chili powder,
ein wenig Maggi und ein wenig Salz und ein paar Chili.
So much salt.
So much salt.
Dann
Okay, so
that's dope.
That's dope.
Passt auf, dass nicht so spritzt, okay? Schön umrühren, den Deckel einmal drauf, so muss es sein, so wollen wir das. Dann nochmal ein wenig umrühren. Die Chipsuppe ist jetzt fertig. Ich lasse mir jetzt schmecken mit Ute und Emily. Sind beide wieder gesund. Lasst es euch schmecken. Liebe Grüße von mir. Lasst ein Like und Follow da. Tschüss.
I don't know what the can was that he poured in, but the cool thing that this cook did, or I'm being very generous, this person did.
It looks like beans.
Or oysters or artichoke hearts.
What is that? Yeah.
I can't tell what it is.
It's chunky.
Yeah, it's not beans. They put a wooden spoon in a drill bit and then ran it.
Yeah. So this is our friend from last week who also
it's the same dude?
Boiled potato chips, added chaotic ingredients, including gherkins. This is the same fella.
Okay. And he's got a commitment. I mean, the sodium alone will kill him. He will be dead soon.
Yeah. So he throws in a bag of potato chips into a boiling pot of water. I don't know why this is. And by the way, this is not like a German thing. I've seen white women on TikTok doing this. I don't know why people are boiling potato chips.
Well, and then you don't need to add salt. I'll say that much.
Yeah. My man throws in a whole brick
of butter. Oh, some kind of can of something.
Yeah.
Chili powder or paprika. A Magi sauce.
And then an ungodly amount of salt. But that's the most impressive. So somebody had sent this in because we had the video that was the power tools. Mm-hmm. Somebody was cooking with power tools. And our German friend here, he puts a wooden spoon on the end of a drill to stir it up. And you know what? An innovator.
Yeah. No, I'm not mad about that. All right. On to the next. That's horrible.
I will say his little giggle at the end, like, I do appreciate that.
Eat it, you coward.
Tschüss. All right. Video number 2. Let's go.
Okay. This is a line, a drive-through line. Oh. So he's not making the turn. He knocked down one of the cement pilings into the menu. It's a truck.
Yeah, just gas it. You got it.
Oh, come on, bro.
Back it up.
Can he not feel the unevenness of his car to hop off that curb? Bro. Oh, man. And it's just going to get in everybody's way.
Oh, man. Surprise at the end. Bam!
We were filming you. That's right.
Yeah.
Drive a Silverado.
I definitely at first blushed too. I was like, this is just some dude in a pickup.
Mm-hmm.
And at the end,
Yeah.
it appears to be a woman who is checking to see what she hit after she clearly ran over it. 2 times. She backed up 2 times.
At least 2 times.
Pickup trucks that big. We should start having like a permit that's like
A Class C driver's license.
You need to show us that like this goes on a construction site once a year, or like you can't have the fucking truck. It's just too big. And like let's look at the amount of space she has.
She had plenty of room.
She has so much room.
Yeah.
On the right hand side, she's completing.
Do you know what
her
it probably
order.
is?
She's already on the curb.
She probably is kind of blind and couldn't read the menu.
Yeah,
And so she had to get she had to kiss that
super
curb.
close.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was bad.
That was bad.
Anyways, trucks and drive-thrus.
What the fuck, Matt?
All right, video number 3.
Okay, this is a pair of panties over an open toilet with a plastic container of Folgers over it.
Okay,
this is not going to be good.
Let's reserve judgment. Hang on.
No.
We might learn something here today, Michelle.
If you're washing panties in the toilet, there's a bigger problem. She's making a pour over a cup of coffee in the toilet using her panties as a filter. A pumpkin spice latte in the toilet.
Oh, that literally looks so nasty.
No! She scooped it out of the toilet.
Oh, how you like that latte?
Drink it, you coward.
Oh, man.
No,
That is nasty.
God damn it.
This is like when people were making the those like ice cream sundaes inside of toilets. You remember
If you're
that?
not in prison, I don't want to see this. White woman.
Yeah,
Ugh,
yeah, definitely.
awful.
Is it the fact that it's in the toilet? Is it the fact that it's ladies' panties? Like what is it?
It's 100% the toilet. It's it's the toilet. The panties, when I could see being pressed in a
Those are
hotel.
like nice, like
They looked
expensive, lacy.
I mean, I don't know if they were expensive. They looked fine enough and they looked clean.
Yeah.
I'm not mad about that. I'm mad about the toilet. The toilet. I'm mad about the toilet. There's fresh water somewhere else. How'd she fill her kettle?
People are bored. All right, video number 4. I think we have a wild hog attack.
Okay, so this is some... Oh, they're so cute. Okay, it's a line of...
¿Dónde vivan? ¿A dónde?
¿Dónde? Where are you
Te
guys going?
lleves a tus babies lejos.
Mm-hmm.
Ay, precioso.
They are so precious. Oh, it's so cute. So it's a bunch of wild pigs walking in some kind of gully. It's like grassland with a little bit of trees, like a holler or something. And the lady is delighted by them, as she should be.
Look, not everything I'm gonna bring here is chaotic.
I mean, you had to cleanse my palate after the
some of it's gonna
toilet
be
drink.
It's gonna be wholesome.
Yeah, that was adorable.
Um,
Qué precioso.
I wonder if these are the same hogs that robbed Shakira. Did you hear about that?
Yeah, I did.
Shakira's purse got ganked in a park.
She loves.
But-
She came out in favor of wild hogs, though. So
Yeah. But she had her purse on the ground and some hogs. I think she had her son's lunch in it,
yeah,
in her purse. And these hogs just fucking took her purse and ran away with it. Amazing.
Their hips don't lie either, Shakira. They were hungry.
Final video of this week's Talkbuster. It would not be complete without a grease fire.
Jesus. So this is a security camera in a kitchen. It already looks bad. It's a 6-burner stove. The pot is on fire.
Unattended.
There's no one around. Okay, somebody comes in, kind of a leisurely walk.
Mm-hmm.
He's got a hairnet on.
Blows on it,
blows on it, turns off the heat, leaves. He's walking at a very slow pace.
Non-North American based on the...
No, don't. Yeah, that's what fire needs, more air. Don't go.
I think that says,
don't go get
is that
water.
Goya in the corner?
It says soya.
Soya, yeah.
Mhm.
I mean, he's almost got it. He's got like the pan, like just smother the fire,
Yeah.
rob it of
But
oxygen.
those all look like plastic pans. God damn it. He
Damn,
poured
dude.
water on it.
Woo!
Whew. Is he okay?
Damn. That is probably the
yeah.
worst grease fire that we've ever seen.
Yeah.
And clearly the sprinkler system has
Yeah.
turned on, which is not helping the
it's
grease
not
fire.
helping.
God damn.
He must have gotten out.
Look at the date on the security footage too.
Oh, wow. It's very recent.
That just happened.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, shit. Okay, guys, remember, smother the grease fire.
He
Don't put water on it.
He went to the pots. You know, he could have taken one of
A
those
lid.
metal ones and just
Yeah.
robbed it of oxygen, but
No, he added oxygen and then he added water.
yeah. And then the sprinkler system not helping at all.
Yeah, not helping at all.
That is something that you are only going to be able to eliminate with robbing it of oxygen or a fire extinguisher.
That's terrifying. I can't watch it again. My hair, it would be gone. So what have we learned today, Matt?
What have we learned today, Michelle? We learned that bats are fucking dope and they're kind of birds.
Yeah, that you can eat at Six Flags for $150 a year, all of your meals. And
Yeah.
you might be able to buy a house.
And if you're an astronaut, you can also apparently eat in space.
Yeah.
Billionaires are not astronauts.
And our new book comes out next week. You have one last week to pre-order.
Yeah. Vice House is about to disappear if you guys haven't gotten Vice House. But you've pre-ordered the book, or even if you've bought it the day that it comes out, go to bravenewmeal.com, scroll down to the bottom, and you will be able to download Vice House there. That is it for this week. Shout out to our producer, Caitlin Cleveland, who makes sure that this podcast is in y'all's feed and available for y'all to watch every week. And also shout out to Brock Berrigan, who does our theme music.
And shout out to our audience. Thank you again for tuning in every single week for our nonsense. Don't forget to order Brave New Meal, available everywhere books are sold next week, November 9th. You can find us on Facebook, Twitter, Pinterest, Instagram at Bad Manners Food. You can also watch this episode on YouTube. Don't forget to like and subscribe. And we're finally getting more active on TikTok.
Bad Manners, Good Food.
Check it out.
Yeah. All of the recipes mentioned in this episode, including the Lemony red lentil soup, as well as the Buckwheat Persimmon pancakes from our new book, Brave New Meal, are available on our website, badmanners.com.
And don't forget to subscribe to our Substack. We will have brand new recipes and all kinds of behind-the-scenes stuff for you. When you subscribe, it'll show up in your inbox every weekend, and we can't wait to see y'all there. Thanks for listening.
So stay hungry, keep cooking, and we will see y'all next week.
Bye, guys.